Okay, hello everyone, and yes, I have gotten my camera working again, and today I'm going to be reviewing the blink-182 album, the new album called 9, and this album, I will say, definitely is pretty unique. Every album I think they made is unique in some way, shape, or form, but this one was as well, and there are many unique things about this album actually that I will get into. First is the fact they made a bunch of different kinds of songs in this album, from, you know, the standard kind of single they have usually, Blame It On My Youth being that on this album, and there was definitely quite a few different kinds of songs on this album, like No Heart to Speak Of, Pin the Grenade, Generational Divide. There's all kinds of different songs in this album that may go from, you know, short kind of sporadic punk kind of songs like Generational Divide or Ransom, but there are many different kinds of songs. This album, Dark Side, many people will say the music video for this is kind of cringy, which I can kind of agree to an extent. It was a bit kind of cringy. It seemed like, you know, almost like a kids pop video, I would say, but the song is definitely pretty tolerable though itself. But the music video, not a big fan of it really, but I think the song itself did have some pretty good lyrical content and good song structure in it, especially with the drums in this. The drums throughout this whole album I think were stellar, but on Dark Side they definitely were good. The Generational Divide, of course, definitely did have some good drumming on it as well. Pretty much every song in this album had some good drumming in it for sure, and I must also add, this album compared to California has a lot more guitar parts in it that stick out more distorted guitars. They're turned up a bit more. This definitely shows in songs like The First Time and Pin the Grenade, Ransom, Generational Divide. It shows a lot in those songs, and I must say I was more pleased with this album than I thought I would be, especially when I heard the first single, Blame It On My Youth, when I was a senior in high school last year. But yeah, this album definitely is a good album. It does show a bit of maturity as well. They've kind of been showing maturity ever since the self-titled album in 2004, which definitely is one of my favorite albums by them, along with a lot of their earlier stuff as well. I don't think they'll ever be as good as they were in the earlier years, but this album definitely is pleasing to the ear, especially compared to California. I wasn't a big fan of California all that much. I thought a lot of the songs were kind of boring, really, and really predictable. There were a few good songs on it, don't get me wrong. Most of the album was kind of just typical for me, and that's why I rated it so low. If I did rate it somewhere, I'm not sure if I did, but I didn't really like the album all that much. It's my least favorite Blink album. This album definitely is a comeback. I'm glad I listened to it. I'm glad, you know, I gave it the time, because it definitely was pleasing to the ear, and I probably will listen again, honestly. I've listened to it a couple times now. I'll probably listen to it a third or fourth time for sure sometimes. So songs like Blame It On My Youth, don't get me wrong, the song is good, but it definitely is your typical like single that you'd hear from Blink nowadays. And despite all the controversies that have been surrounding Blink, you know, with their fans over the years, like the kinds of fans that they have, they really have a couple different types of fans. They have the old school fan who is unwilling to try anything new at all, which I'm not one of those people really. I'm not too closed-minded. I'm willing to try something new, but you know, if I don't like it, of course I'll say I don't like it, but I will definitely be willing to try something new. Then there's the fan like me, like I said, who's willing to try something new out even if I don't like it in the end. And then there's the newer fan, which is usually younger. I'm not, you know, pointing fingers or, you know, trying to start anything with any of these kinds of fans, but there's the newer fan, which really I don't think has heard much of their older stuff, like a lot of the stuff they've released on Dude Ranch, or even, you know, even their first album. I don't think they listened to much of that, and they've just heard the singles, really. I think that's another one of the types of fans they have, which, not really bashing on anyone who likes this band, really, but yeah, Blink has a couple different kinds of fans, and they've been really hard to, you know, please all of them. It's been really hard to please all of their fans over the years. I don't think you're ever going to please everybody, but you go for, of course, pleasing most of your fans, I think, for the most part. So, and this album definitely did, I think, do that. I think there were some people that were pleased with this album. There's many that weren't, of course, which I think you're gonna have that no matter what nowadays with Blink at this point, no matter what they release. But this album definitely was pleasing, and definitely one of the better albums of this year that I've heard, in my opinion. So this might actually be up there for my top albums of the year that I've heard. So I'm going to be giving this album 4.2 out of 5. Great album. I definitely listen to it again. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below, and I will see you guys probably in another video. I might be doing a top 10 list. I might be doing some top 10 lists, top 10 best songs, top 10 worst songs, top 10 albums, top 10 bands, you know, that kind of thing. I'll probably be doing some of that soon. I've kind of wanted to do that for a bit, but this is yet another review from Major Skates, and I will see you guys later.